Hi, this is King of Review. Here we have to simplify a somewhat complicated exponential expression. 2x to the third, y to the negative second, all of that raised to the power negative 1. Now when we have exponents inside of parentheses with another exponent outside of the parentheses, we have to use a version of the distributive property. For example, let's say we have a times b times c, all of that raised to the power d. What we do is we distribute the d exponent to all of the pieces multiplied together in the parentheses, and we get a to the d power times b to the d power times c to the d power. If we apply that to our problem, we take this negative 1, distribute it to the 2, to the x to the third, and to the y to the negative second pieces, since those are the pieces multiplied inside the parentheses. So this gives us 2 to the negative 1, x to the third to the negative 1, and y to the negative second to the negative 1. We've distributed negative 1 to all three pieces. Now we have to figure out what happens when we have an exponent, like x to the third, raised immediately to another exponent. And here's how that works. If we have x to the power a, and that raised immediately to the power b, this is equivalent to writing x to the power a times b. So, applying that property for x and for y, we will get x to the power 3 times negative 1 is negative 3, and y to the power negative 2 times negative 1 equals positive 2. Now the only thing left to do is deal with these negative exponents. Notice, in all of these answer choices, none of the exponents are negative. And that's something we usually try to do. We don't like negative exponents. They don't operate as nicely as positives. What they mean is that we want to take the reciprocal. A reciprocal, for example, if we want the reciprocal of 5, the reciprocal means we flip it upside down. So the reciprocal of 5, which you can think of as 5 over 1, that reciprocal would be 1 over 5, just flipping it upside down. So if we need the reciprocal of 2 to the first power, since it's a negative exponent, that means we want 1/2. Take the number 2 and flip it upside down. If we want the reciprocal of this x piece, since x also has a negative exponent, we flip it upside down. And instead of a negative 3 exponent, it becomes a positive 3 now that we've taken the reciprocal. The same thing happened with the 2. We still have a positive 1 exponent here. Once you take the reciprocal, the exponent becomes positive. But since 2 to the first power is still just 2, we don't have to write that 1 there. Now y is already okay. Y to the second already has a positive exponent. It doesn't need to move to the denominator. It doesn't need a reciprocal. If we think about y squared as y squared over 1, we can very easily multiply these three fractions together by multiplying across the top, which just gives us y squared, and multiplying across the bottom, which gives us 2 times x to the third. And that's what our expression simplifies down to. So that looks like answer choice A. Thanks for watching.